Hey everyone, I'm now going to do this tag for the Game of Thrones, and hopefully it will be a bit quicker. So, question 1. First encounter with this series, how you discovered it, first episode you watched. Once again, obviously, Game of Thrones is a massive series, and I can't remember when exactly I started to watch it. Oh, and just quickly, like in the last video, if you're not up to date with the current series or the series itself, you might not want to watch this video because there will be spoilers. But I just remember knowing about it. It was a really big fantasy series, and I personally haven't read many fantasy books or things like that, although it's something I'm interested in. So I just started to watch it, and luckily on my university course for our popular culture module, I actually get to study I'm studying, or have studied, I'm currently in the process of starting to write an essay about it. A Game of Thrones was one of our books, and it was brilliant. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the first book, so I might actually consider getting the entire series. Question 2. The moment that made you fall in love with this series. Once again, just watching the first episode, I was just really intrigued by the world, and I love the sort of archaic historical vibe that it has going on as well, so I just really enjoyed it. Question 3. Favourite female character? I love Arya. Arya Stark is brilliant, and I would have to say Brienne of Tarth, Daenerys Targaryen. She's scary and awesome. And I feel awful, I can't remember her name. I really liked the Red Witch. She was really cool as well, and I think that's right. I'm not as knowledgeable about Game of Thrones as I am about Supernatural, I've forgotten her name. It's not Melisandre. I think that is the Red Witch, but Daenerys's former slave girl who's kind of become her handmaiden, and I can't remember her name. I feel really bad. The girl young woman who marries gets with Grey Worm. I really like that character. Question 4. Favourite male character? Tyrion Lannister. I really like Tyrion. He's brilliant. Although I also love Samwell Tarly. Once again, I love so many characters. Too many. Question 5. Favourite romance or rivalry? I really liked Catelyn and Ned's relationship. They were quite a good united front, though they had their differences at times, but I really liked their relationship. I don't really know who else, because there's a lot of toxic relationships in the Game of Thrones as well, so it's quite hard to I quite enjoyed Arya and Sansa's sort of rivalry, how the sisters are so different, how Arya wants to be unconventional and her sister is in the beginning she's the conformist princess idea, and it's the princess ideal, and I thought that was really interesting rivalry. Arya and Sandor Clegane, he's brilliant as well, so there's too many. Question 6. Least favourite female character. So once again, this isn't a sign that I hate them, but my least favourite female character was Catelyn Stark, and that's not that she's my least favourite, it's a character, she was one that I personally sort of hated, a love to hate sort of thing, but I hated her character. I was no. And least favourite male character, it used to be one of them used to be Jaime in the beginning, Jaime Lannister. I used to love to hate him, but then as his character progressed, he actually became one of my favourite sort of male characters as well. I think he's really misunderstood. He's been used by his father. So one of my least favourite male characters would have to be as well Ramsay Bolton. Is evil, pure evil. He was horrible, but he was a psychopath, so I'm glad that he got his comeuppance in the end with the dogs, and I was yeah, take it. Question 8. Least favourite romance or rivalry? I can't answer that one. I'm not sure. Or I guess the way Lord Peter Baelish, Littlefinger, pain in the ass, how he runs all the brothels and stuff. I didn't appreciate that. He really, and that poor woman who had to go through the trauma. and I can't remember if she lost her baby or she wanted to be with her baby, but Littlefinger just wasn't having any of it, and he only gave her a day, and it's like, she just lost her child. Question 9, funniest moment. Probably when Tyrion schools his nephew, Joffrey. And another word, I hit you again. I'm telling mother. That's brilliant. The saddest moment. Once again, there's lots of sad moments in Game of Thrones. I'd have to say the Red Wedding was really sad. Seeing Catelyn's pain before she's killed, that was horrible. In the Red Wedding. Lots of sad moments. Oh, recently in the new series, when Sam finds out that Daenerys killed his brother and his father, that was really sad. Question 11. Something you wish hadn't happened. I wish Cersei hadn't betrayed Jaime in the way she has. She's kind of turned her back on him, and I'm by no means promoting or saying that incest is a good thing, but in this world, their sort of relationship is really intriguing, and I just think it's really sad how Cersei she's betrayed him. I think that's quite... I wish that hadn't happened. Although in a way it's good, because now hopefully Jaime's going to cross over to the other side. Something you wish would happen but never did. I wish that Catelyn learnt the truth about Jon, because I think that would have really fixed their relationship. And I mean, I could appreciate from Catelyn's point of view why she had so much contempt for Jon's sort of bastard status, but at the same time I thought that was one of the main reasons why I hated her character, because she was really mean to Jon. And I mean, it wasn't Jon's fault, he didn't ask to be born, and it was just, I thought it was quite unfair how she treated him, especially when Ned was trying to be like, oh, he is a Stark, he's one of us, he's family, and Catelyn wasn't having any of it. So I thought that was quite unfair. Question 13. A song that reminds you of this series. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'll just go with the actual theme. The theme to Game of Thrones, like da 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 da. It's just great. It just fits. It fits the atmosphere of the show perfectly. I love it. It makes me want to go like riding into battle. That song. Question 14. Favorite villain. Like I said in the beginning, when Jaime was kind of more of a villain, I really liked his character. I can't say that Ramsay Bolton was a favourite villain, because he was so creepy and so malevolent that I hated him. I also really hated Theon Greyjoy until he sort of turned it around. So favourite villain. Cersei, I guess, in a way. Although, once again, I really hate her too, as in, I hate her. I love to hate her, but Cersei is bad news. But she is really good at being evil. Question 15. Character everybody else loves that you hate. I'm not sure, like I said on the Supernatural sort of tag, I don't really view characters in that way. And a character everybody else hates that you love. I'm not sure, maybe Jaime, maybe some people still hate Jaime, but I personally actually love him now. Question 17. The character you love to hate. Cersei. She's Queen Bee. Queen Bee. Question 18. The top 3 things on your to-do list if you suddenly find yourself in the series. Well, I think this is a really hard question, because, I mean, it depends what sort of status level would I be at. Because there are many different ways you could survive or not survive in this world. So, never trust a Lannister. Tyrion is nice. I think I would try and seek out Tyrion, because he's mostly trustworthy. I would definitely get a horse, because in this world there are, that's your main mode of transport, so I'd definitely try and get a horse. And I'd either seek some form of employment or try and seek some protection. And I'd stay away from King's Landing as much as humanly possible. So yeah, those are kind of some of the things I would try and do. But I might even try and get with Varys. I can't remember what's happened to his little birds unless they've all been wiped out, but if not, Varys he's kind of like in the know about everything, so although his power's quite diminished now. I'm going to skip the ship questions because I'm not sure. I don't really ship anyone. Or I mean, there's none that I don't really know many of them in this one. Question 20. The worst. No, I've never read any fanfic of Game of Thrones, so I can't answer that question. Question 21 about the sort of how obsessed are you with it? I would say I'm fairly healthily obsessed with the Game of Thrones. I really enjoy it. I'm glad the series is back on now. Question 22. The character you'd want as a drinking buddy. Well, Tyrion can drink. Like I said in my last video, personally, I don't drink. I do have some drink, but I don't actively drink. So I guess Tyrion would be a great drinking buddy to be around with. Character you'd want as a fuck buddy. Once again, not answering that question. I wouldn't know who to choose, who to pick. And there's probably a lot of STDs in this world. Sexual health is probably not a good, healthy thing in Game of Thrones, considering the time context. Day 24. Sorry, question 24. The character you'd find most relatable. I think for me personally, Arya. Like, growing up, I was never really like a girly girl, like stereotypical girly girl. Like, I liked dresses and stuff, but I was never a stereotypical girly girl. So I think I could really relate to Arya's tomboyishness, but then she goes beyond that, and she's proud to be a female. It's just that she's got very strong beliefs about her sort of identity, so I really like Arya. And also Brienne of Tarth, sort of carving her own path. Question 25. Favourite object or prop? I love all the jousting, that was awesome. All the costumes. I know that's not a prop or an object, but oh yeah, sorry. That's question 26. The favourite costumes. I love all the costumes in Game of Thrones. It's beautiful. It's so well designed. All the silks and the dresses and arts, knights and armour. It's just brilliant. So I guess object or prop. I guess technically if we're also including the CGI effects, I love the dragons. They're epic. And I also love the like the faceless men, like with the masks, the sort of faceless masks that Arya uses. I think they're really cool. Although I know it's technically not a mask, it's like that kind of spell work thing. So that's cool. Question 27. Favourite quote. The one that I said earlier about Tyrion is great. But there's so many brilliant, strong words. And the book has many amazing quotes that are also used on the show. Question 28. Favourite climax. I can't really remember the endings of the series that well, but I'd have to say I can't remember if it was a season. I can't remember if it was a finale or not, but the Red Wedding really got me. That was really emotional, and I sensed it was bad news. I knew there was going to be some kind of slaughter, but I didn't really like the way it was done. It was very horrific, and I was like, whoa, they really went for it. I kind of sensed that something bad would happen. But yeah, they really went to town with that one, so it was very emotional, and it was still a shock, even though I sort of had my suspicions, like, oh, don't trust Walder Frey, don't trust him, and then it was like, goodbye, everyone. Oh god, yeah, because they stab her and she's pregnant. Oh, it's horrible. Really, really grim. Oh, I remember that now. Rob's sort of betrothed. Oh, it's horrible. Sorry, I keep saying day because that's how it's written here, but question 29. A moment that made you question whether you would continue reading or watching. Once again, I've never had that moment. I've wanted to find out more. I found it really uncomfortable to watch any of the Ramsay Bolton scenes. I'll tell you a quick funny story. I don't know his actual name in real life, but the actor who plays him, the first time I saw him in a series was a comedy series that had Ian McKellen in, and I can't remember the other guy's name, which I feel really bad about, but a brilliant comedy series called Vicious, and he played their lovely sort of neighbour in the sort of flat complex where they lived. He played their lovely friendly neighbour Ash. That was my first encounter of this actor. He was a really friendly, lovely character. So when I suddenly saw him as Ramsay Bolton, I was like, you, Ash! That's Ash! And then I was like, oh, Ash, you've changed. It was like a complete transformation. It was so scary. Even the way he looked so intense, I was like, this isn't the Ash I remember. He's so friendly and so genuine and so caring, and he's just like an absolute sociopath. Like sociopath, psychopath, everything path. Oh, Ramsay Bolton really terrified me. So, yeah, I had to get through it. Especially, like, I hated Theon, but, like, Theon gets his like punishment, definitely. And then it's Rickon, and then also when Rickon is killed by Ramsay, that's horrible. I hated that scene as well. Question 30. Will anything ever replace this series for you? Once again, we're on the last series now, so no, I don't think there will be. Like, it's the same with superhero films. Like, I've never got around to watching them, and I know I would love them. It's like I've never watched Lord of the Rings. I know, I'm a heathen. I would love those series, but I've just never got around to watching it. So I guess I'll probably once again find some sort of fantasy-esque things to watch, but nothing will ever replace Game of Thrones because it's so unique to its own world and everything. Anyway, if anyone wants to watch this, thank you, and have fun with the tag. Bye.